As a young man who's only ever done serious photography using a DSLR, I find film photography and the processes behind it absolutely fascinating. Every step of the way, from prep to looking at the final image, is just more interesting than in modern digital photography. Just the amount of thought and consideration that goes into every frame, the risk versus reward of trying to get any given shot, the lack of do-overs or immediate feedback. It's kind of exciting. Granted, that's being said as someone whose only rolls of film so far have gone through disposable cameras, and not as an avid film shooter. I'm a middle-class 20-year-old, I don't have money for film. Though, having said that, I did recently come into the possession of a practically mint-condition Canon AE-1 program. It was my grandfather's, and he rarely ever used it due to frustrations stemming from his own stubbornness to not wear his prescription glasses when taking pictures. To someone who's only used a mirrorless, that may be confusing to your LCD-wired, who needs to look at the camera when I have autofocus brain, but basically he was focusing the camera to his own eyes instead of a corrected vision. Since the viewfinder on an SLR is just the actual lens changing position to move the focus plane, he was accidentally recreating his glasses prescription instead of creating a sharp image, something that can't happen when your viewfinder is just an LCD. I'm almost sorry for ripping on mirrorless users out there. I'm sure not all of you are complete Neanderthals, but TikToks like this one from the vocal minority of mirrorless users tend to be the bad apples that spoil the bunch.
Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
Sorry, but no, I'm not. Getting back on track, I have a film camera now. That's cool. You've been seeing B-roll of it for the last little bit. I think it looks pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm stalling for time. As of the writing of this script, I've yet to even buy film for this thing. I have a huge pack of batteries to keep the electronics running for as long as I could possibly want. I just can't do anything with them. So what was the point of making this video? Showing off I got something cool? Well, yeah, kinda. This channel is for personal documentation and entertainment. And if you're as entertained by the final product of this video as I am, consider subscribing. You can only go up from here, really. That being said, let me go back to talk about all the cool stuff I got from my grandpa. I didn't just get his camera and the kit lens, I had the whole camera bag and everything in it, which means I also have an old Sigma telephoto lens in a snazzy case, a speedlight in a leather pouch, and all the manuals. Well, not all the manuals. The Sigma lens is supposedly a 70 to 210. Okay, so I originally said here that this lens, like, twisted to zoom in and out. No, you just pull it. I'm just stupid. That's all. But at least I have the manuals for both the camera and the speedlight. I simply cannot get over how nice the manual is for the camera itself. The paper quality may not be absolutely insane, but it's nice. Feels like a good comic book, just with about twice as many pages. There's just shy of 90 pages for the one instruction booklet in the English version. Yes, the English version, as in only English. This camera and the booklet are from 1981 when companies still gave a shit about consumers. Analog media was all you had, and the home computer was still barely becoming a thing. The manual for this camera has more than the basic operation instructions, including helpful diagrams to supplement the text and some more in-depth directions on more advanced use of the camera. It's nothing to the level of what you'd find in a dedicated photography book from around the same time, since those had hundreds of pages dedicated to everything from buying your camera to how to properly light a shot and develop a film. However, the manual does provide resources like basic overviews of aperture, shutter speed, exposure, and depth of field. I'll stop hyping up this booklet now. It's a great starting resource, but I guess so is watching a YouTube video on the camera and its operation. Though, if you're interested in giving it a read, I put a link in the description of this video to a slightly later version of the manual I found on the Internet Archive. I can't find a PDF with the same sample images I have through a couple of minutes on Google, so I'm assuming there are later versions of the manual made after 1981, since that's the copyright year on my edition of the manual. Either way, shout out to Martin and or his family for uploading such nice scans of his to the archive for anyone to see. Anyway, if you're still here, thank you for sitting, lying, or sleeping through this stupid little video on my new toy. I just felt like talking about a thing and throwing it online to see if anyone enjoys the way I talk about things. If you do, consider liking or subscribing to let me know. I've been Harrison, you've been you, and I'll stop talking now. See you next time.